All right, that should get the stream started. While I pull up my SmartGuyz. Google I/O 2022. I also have we might not even talk about all this stuff, but I'm just pulling it all out. Last one is Mr. Elon. Hey, looks like we're alive. It look like we're live, right? Yeah. Okay, and just to make sure. Okay, and I just want to make sure that this looks like it's supposed to look. Okay, cool. Cool. I like it. You love it. All right, let's get started on the board. And record. And we are live. This is the SmartGuyz Tech Podcast, episode number 57. I want to say, 57. Episode number 57. I'm your boy Smart Guy Bigg Q, and I'm joined by.
It's your boy Keon Lex in the building.
Yeah, man, episode 57. So that means we've been rocking, well, because we missed a couple weeks here and there. But we've been rocking pretty much. This has been the longest stretch of shows we've done in a long time. It's been over a year. We've been going over a year. Wow, that's a first right there. Because normally we go like 5 or 6 months or so, and then take a break or something. Yeah, over a year, man. 57 episodes straight. Pretty good stuff. Keon, listen. I got some stuff for you today, but what I want to talk about today, though, before I just wanted to preface the show so people if they listen early and they feel like they want to stick around to the main topic, they can make their decision early, right? But I'll tell you what I did, and then I'm gonna tell you, we'll talk about it later. But I actually, this weekend that just passed, I actually got a chance to experience my first 2 MetaVerse events. And we're gonna talk about them later. Yes, I did. I got a chance to do that. It was dope, and we're gonna talk about it. So I got that. We're gonna deal with. Otherwise, man, been having. I had, like, the last 2 weeks has been pretty good for me as far as business and work is concerned. Man, at first I was feeling, at the beginning, the last couple weeks of last month, I was feeling really bad because I missed my bonus because, I was having issues with the Best Buy employees that I was working with. Like the mobile team there was like having some turnover issues, so it was affecting my performance, making me look bad, and I don't like, me, I don't like to lose, my thing. And I was finished last in the district, and I hated that.
Ouch.
Yeah. So I had to come out like swinging for the fences at the beginning of this month, and I have been proud of myself, bro. You know, I'm proud of myself. Cause I went from the bottom to 111%. So that way, that's one less thing I can stress about, and I can focus more on doing the podcast, doing things that I love instead of stressing about work. You know, so that's where I've been. That's what's been in my headspace for the last couple of weeks. Where you been?
I've been doing well, bro. I've been just doing my thing. I had a wedding to shoot on Saturday.
Yeah.
Went down to Charlotte for Mother's Day.
All right.
Came back today, had a business meeting, got a new client.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been chilling. I got some new stuff in the house, but I also got my new
you got your
loop
stream.
deck.
Oh, you got I'm gonna say stream. That's a loop deck, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a loop deck. It has editing in mind.
Yeah.
And I already have an old loop deck, so I just kind of wanted to upgrade it. But it can do pretty much all the stuff that like a stream desk and all the other stuff can do. Yeah,
because I got the little
lot to edit.
Oh yes, I got the little stream deck. So and it came with its own little software and stuff. But you always got like on top of this the little LCD buttons. You always got dials on it too. Okay, got dials on it, right? Okay.
Yeah, and that's where I've been using that for editing mostly because that's how the loop deck was. It has like a lot of knobs. So you don't have to use the keyboard or your mouse. But yeah, it's a lot to set up. Wow. I've got it for my main program just because I have to use that. But just to go into depth with all it can do, it's gonna be a while.
So when I first got my Stream Deck and a couple other devices that I've used in the past that's supposed to keep me off the keyboard and mouse, I found it very hard in the beginning to actually implement those into my workflow. How you been able to cope?
Well, like I said, I use mine so far mostly for editing photos and videos. Yeah. So for that, I had an old loop deck, so I'm already trained to not really use my keyboard a lot. Yeah. I don't use my mouse too much. So yeah, for me it's easy.
Yeah, I was having some problems, man. I kept on finding myself because that's what you've been doing all your life is using a keyboard and mouse, and this thing's supposed to make your life easier, but you have to retrain your brain to go here first versus being over here. You know what I mean? Like. So I found it a little difficult. But I've had the Stream Deck now for a few years, and it's cool. I got a little bit better with it. And then, of course, when I was dabbling with DJing and stuff like that, I kind of found myself kind of leaning a little bit heavier with the controller versus messing with the keyboard and mouse.
But apparently, this could do like as I'm sure you're aware with your Stream Deck, they can do a lot if you go in and spend like 3, 6, 5, 10 hours setting everything up. Do a lot.
Yeah, because I remember when I first got mine, I did the simple things like one button would do one thing, and then of course the more you play with it, you see what it can do. You start building folders, right? So you have the like for example for the podcast, I have the SmartGuyz Podcast button, but you press it, it opens up, and then it has all the different scenes and different things like that.
Yeah, I have some stuff like that on default, and I was just like, whoa, I don't know what this is. Yeah. I don't know where I went.
Yeah.
I got it set up for my smart home too. So
I got a few smart things commands in mine too. So yeah, that's cool, man. I think that's pretty dope. I think that is pretty damn cool right there. I was just looking at some stuff that was going on, man, and it's been a lot of weird stuff in the news, and I guess we can slide in here. So we got IO coming up. What's today? Today's the 9th, it's the 22nd, right? No, it's what is?
I feel like I should know this.
Oh, it's May 11th, so it's in a couple of days, as a matter of fact. Yeah, it's in a couple of days, as a matter of fact.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, so we got IO coming up, and I was the whole word on the internet is like what is I mean what to expect from IO and what they think they got going on. Other than the obvious stuff, like we've seen clearly that Pixel Watch is out there in the wild somewhere. We know that, right? Then the latest stuff that came out was the Pixel Fold, or they call it something different now because for the last year it's been the Pixel Fold, but now it's got an actual like a majestic name. I can't even forget the name of it. They give it.
I've not heard of it.
The Journey Star, World Star. I don't know, something weird like that.
The code name.
Yeah, it's got some kind of name to it, which I can't remember off the top of my head. But and then of course the new version of Android 13, whatever. In your opinion, I know because I know you used to be a big Google I/O guy, and all that kind of stuff. And I remember it used to be an event you used to go to with Android back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Big Android barbecue.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So this year, are you excited to see what Google got cooking?
Well, like I said, I forgot about it.
Wow.
It's crazy how like into Apple I am. Like, I never thought this would be me.
Yeah.
But like I'm pretty appled out.
Wow.
I was actually looking the other week or the other month or so about dropping Google Drive, which is one of the two Google services I paid for, and trying to use Apple's iCloud Drive. I ended up not doing it yet, just because Google Drive is so easy and it has so much of my stuff in there already. Of course, I'm going to watch it, but I mean, there's nothing that I can think of right now that I'm super interested in seeing. Besides just new versions of Android, just to see what Google is doing. Yeah. Nothing pretty much they do probably will affect my life, which is crazy. So
yeah, you're right about that. Because I mean, as far as they saying stuff like a new mid-range Pixel 6a, new mid-range phone. I don't think nobody's excited about that. Some Pro earbuds.
I would actually pick up because I every now and then I get like the Android itch.
Okay.
So I might one of these days pick up like a Pixel 4a, 5a, 6a, whatever number they're on. Okay. If it stays around that $300 price.
Yeah, and then here's the foldable, of course, the Android 12L, version of Android 12 that's supposed to be for larger scale screens. That's already been a thing that's already been confirmed and everything like that. But of course, the hardware part about it still ain't really heard nothing new. What about a new Nest Hub? What about that? How you feel about that? Something like new Nest Hub.
I mean, I'm obviously interested in smart home. Yeah. And I want to see what Google does with Matter, which is bringing all like the smart home ecosystems together. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in their Nest stuff. Okay. And what they do about that. But I need to see how Matter works first because I feel like it's going to be very basic integration where you'll be able to like turn stuff on, turn it off, change some basic settings. But like I won't be able to control a Nest thermostat, like every little setting, and you won't be able to control like an Apple TV, every little setting. Right. So I want to see how that works. Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, normally I'm excited for Google's events, but like I really the one thing I really got my eye on, like I'm not really concerned so much about that watch. I really don't know. I really feel like Apple and Samsung done set the standard so much for smartwatches. Even when I see another,
it can't be a monopoly.
I don't think it's a monopoly. I just think they just set the standard. Like if you somebody else, if like those Android Wear companies like Movado and Michael Kors and who has TechWatch.
Yeah,
but when you look at them, either they're going to look like the Apple Watch or they're going to look like the Samsung Watch, right? Like I don't know what more you could possibly do in that space.
And the bad part about that is the last 2 years with the Pixels, Google has not had a good track record.
Right. Absolutely.
So,
right. Absolutely. So
I'm excited for the Pixel Watch. Yeah. In theory, but like knowing Google,
I know.
It's gonna go up on somebody's arm or something.
Some crazy. And my thing is, I'm afraid that they're just going to abandon it after like 9 months. You know what I'm saying? Right?
No, they're not even saying one day just be like, oh, no more. Sorry.
Right. They were like, you know what, man, this hardware game was just a little too much. We can't be doing this hardware stuff. It's harder than we thought it was going to be, right? So there's that. The other thing I saw in the news, I was talking to one of my customers about this. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you a little story. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, and you done been through this because you used to work in mobile at Best Buy, so you know. So the woman come in, that she done did a transfer on her phone, got a new phone, S22, and it's got a passcode on the lock screen that appeared all of a sudden. Now just like I know, that those things don't transfer over, right? That you have to physically do that. Now I don't know. She was trying to blame people at T-Mobile because that's where she got the phone from. But I don't know who done it, but somebody done it, right? It didn't.
Was it Android or iPhone?
No, she had I think the old phone was like an S10e or something like that. Okay. And then and the new phone was like an S22. And but I'm trying to explain to her that kind of stuff it's not part of the transfer. You know what I mean? Like it's certain security features that do transfer over. but not that one. That one has to be manually done.
For Apple, transfers over. That's why I asked. The fingerprint doesn't.
Right, but
the code does.
The lock screen code does.
The code does.
Yeah, so
your fingerprint won't.
Yeah, now for us, for us, don't do that, right? But she was determined. But what was weird though, she showed me her original phone. It had the in-screen fingerprint and a little stupid pattern thing, which I can't stand. You know, the little.
Yeah, I hate that.
So it had that on it, and the new phone had a password. So that's why I knew it was done manually, right? The point I'm trying to make, right? Who is it?
Tell me your Racer phone.
Huh? Oh yeah, I had to, right? That's the only way I was going to be able to do it. I mean, that's the only way I was going to be able to do it. Because in order to the hard reboot it or whatever, it has to erase. I mean, and it was a fresh transfer too. No telling how long she sat there and got that done. But whatever, like let's say it was an hour. So the hour she wasted, it's gone. She'll never get it back.
I just had a friend hit me up the other day. She's like, I haven't used my iPad in a while. I turned it on. And I had a passcode, and I tried it a couple times, and it didn't work. So I kept trying it, and I got locked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, it's got to erase. He's like, everything?
Yeah.
First of all, why did you try 10 times if you didn't know the first two?
Absolutely.
If you don't know the first two, you don't know it.
That's right. That's it. I would say even give it a third. I mean, because it could, depending on how your password system works, because everybody got their own personal one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But 3 times though, if you don't get it by the third, you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? Like sorry.
10 times you tried.
Yeah.
And now you got to erase it.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. Apple, Google, and Microsoft, that's what it says here, this is from The Verge, will soon implement passwordless sign-in on all major platforms using FIDO, passkey technology.
Yeah, I saw that.
So listen, I know for me, I don't even understand this technology, but man, it's going to make my life so much better, bro.
Do you not use a password manager?
Well, I mean, I have a Samsung Pass. I mean, is that the same thing?
I don't know what Samsung. You don't know Samsung.
Yeah. Well,
does it keep all your passwords?
Yeah, it does.
You create new passwords.
Yeah. All my passwords are underneath my Samsung account. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, it's the same thing.
Okay. So and that's the thing I be trying to show people that. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. Like my wife came into the room. This is like last month sometime, and she was proud of this. I think I told you about this on the show. She had these 2 pages that was printed front and back. On front and back.
All her passwords?
It was in a nice little grid, little spreadsheet, and she was so proud of it. She came in, she was like, look, I got my passwords finally completed. I'm looking at her like...
My mom did that in her old, 3-4 phones ago, in the Notes app. And then she kept that notes in the secure folder or the private folder, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And she's just been transferring that from phone to phone.
Yeah.
And then every now and then she forgets the password. But I think she either forgot the master password or something. And I was like, you got to use something else.
Yeah. Nah, man, the Samsung Pass, if the Samsung Pass is the same thing they're talking about in this article here, it is beautiful. Like basically, whenever you create a new account, a new password, it just logs in underneath your account. So when I open mine up, I scroll it. Like there's accounts and passwords for different things that I probably never ever use again. It was just for trying out a free trial or something. You know how it is. They want you to make an account for everything, right? So it was hundreds of passwords and usernames in this list, but it's under my Samsung account. So anytime I open that Samsung account up on any device, no matter what it is, whether it's my computer, my tablet, my myriad of phones, or whatever the case may be, everything is there and it logs everything, right? If this is the same stuff, then the world getting ready to be a whole. But here's the problem.
I feel like it's going to be a similar concept.
But here's the problem with that, and this is the thing that a lot of customers, and I mean, it is what I told them it's totally their choice. I was like, listen, I can make your life easier now by setting this up now before you leave, because I know if I trust you to do it,
it ain't gonna happen.
I'll see you in a couple months and you'll be like, oh, I lost my password, I can't get into the thing, whatever, right? And then, but it won't be like, I don't have time for it. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll do it or whatever, So the thing is, I don't know how. See, it has to be something and I don't know how you do this where it's user friendly. How do you do it where it's something that a customer can do when you get a new device? Because most people just, you see how they do it. They open it up and they skip everything except for the things except for Facebook. Like they will log into that. They need to get into that Facebook and Instagram. They got to get in there.
How am I going to talk to my great aunt Judy?
I'm just,
I can't do that if I don't sign in.
But look, they're trying to get to that Instagram, trying to get to that WhatsApp. But the major ones like your Apple ID, your Samsung account, your Gmail account for especially your Gmail account. Your Gmail account actually trumps the Samsung account on the Samsung phone because you need that before you need the Samsung account.
Which is weird to me because like I know with Apple and I know with Google to redo your backup, you have to sign into their accounts first. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why you would, because you can skip them, but I don't know why you would.
They do, just so they can get to the phone part of it quicker, right?
But you're just gonna have to go back and re-download everything. Like you might as well do it now.
You might as well do it now. But I don't know. See, I remember my man, things have changed a lot since the last time I've actually set an Apple phone up. But back when when I was working in mobile, and I would set the iPhones up, but I just remember the Apple setup process was so rigid that it wouldn't even let you, you couldn't even really get to the main screen until you actually physically did these things. It was impossible. The screens wouldn't advance.
So you can skip things, but let's say there's 10 things you have to go through to set up your phone.
Right.
You have to skip each one. You can't just be like skip all.
Okay.
It'll show you every page.
Okay.
And ask you everything you need to do.
Yeah.
And even like some of them signing in with their Apple ID. If you try to skip it, it'll be like, "Are you sure?" Right. Because you have to go back and set it. Yeah. So it'll ignore you.
Yeah.
But you can't skip everything if you want.
Yeah. So I think what needs to happen is that skip button needs to go away. I think
it needs to be more hidden, but not go away.
But then you run into this password issue again.
So the only reason I don't want it to go away is because I run betas, and for iPhones, I can't restore my information onto a phone if it's a lower software.
Gotcha.
So when you first get a phone, it's not on beta software yet, so I need to go in, update it, reset it, and then do all that.
Okay.
I know other people who do stuff like that.
Well, for advanced users like you, wouldn't it be better to do some weird key button press thing to
make it more hidden? Make it harder to do.
Right. Yeah.
And so that way, if you actually do it, it's because you know something. But for these people,
because I have to think because for the longest time, and I said there's plenty of millions of times on the show, and maybe even more times in person, in the store. Like one of the things that I thought that I always thought was a detriment to Apple, and that I hated about the company so much, is that everything was so dumbed down. But then now I kind of realize why. You know what I'm saying? Right, absolutely, right. So they got to take it there, right? Because most of the time, the customers don't even know what phone they have. They be like, I need a case for this phone, and I'm like, well, which one do you have, ma'am? She says an iPhone. I'm like, well, which iPhone is it, ma'am? I don't know.
Hey, man. First of all, you got iPhone and Galaxy. Which apparently Galaxy is all of Android.
Right, so, all of it. You got to go through that. Yeah, even
got to figure out which one it is.
Right. Even Motos are Galaxies. That's all of it.
You got to realize that the vast majority of people are like surface level.
Yeah.
Like super surface level stuff. Don't ask them nothing about nothing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like even if like this thing that they're doing here, so it's coming on all major platforms. If it's something that they really gonna lean into, I think it's great. But I think it has to be it's always that loophole is if you don't set it up, it's useless.
And it's also a thing it has to be easy to set up, but not too easy to hack.
Absolutely, and that's another thing.
Of course, people are using it now, but I think it's only tech business.
Right.
It doesn't sound like it's super easy.
Right.
To set up yet.
Yeah. Because that's another thing. You put all your eggs in one basket. All a person got to do is attack one place to get everything, right? So there's that. Because that actually equates to just using the same password for everything, right? So they say don't use the same password for everything. But then in this case, they're telling you to put all your passwords underneath this one account. So that's what
I do. I have all my stuff in iCloud.
Yeah.
I have one password for iCloud.
Yeah.
And so, but if you get into my iCloud, good on you. That's everything.
Yeah, I know
iCloud, Samsung, Google, OnePass, Dashlane, all of them are super encrypted.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get into.
Right.
So if you get into it, props.
Yeah.
But,
hey, listen, you get in mine. I mean, you wasted a whole part of your life because.
I mean, I got some pictures I wouldn't want to get out there.
Yeah.
I'm sure like my credit card information is in one of the. I wouldn't want you to get there.
I feel like you're wasting a bunch of resources messing with mine. Don't unless it's part of a group, and my name just happened to be in this group.
Oh yeah, you directly,
right.
Which is also a weird thing. I know people like, they're gonna hack me. Like they're not gonna hack you. They're gonna hack like T-Mobile, or you just happen to be part of T-Mobile.
Right. So I get that part. I get that part right here. Yeah. What did you think about? So now we are on the third. We're on the third iteration of the Moto Razr, which if I'm not mistaken, what the Moto Razr? Wasn't the Moto Razr the first foldable to come to market? They beat Samsung, I want to say.
Wait. We had the original Moto, and the original Moto 2. Then we had the Moto Flip.
No, I'm talking about the Razr. Just the Razr, the foldable. Just
the original Razr.
Yeah.
Then you had the Razr 2. Yeah. Then you had the Razr smartphone Flip.
Well, I'm talking about the foldable, the actual, the modern one. That's it. Yeah.
Wait. There's 3 versions of the Razr Flip?
Well, getting ready to be. I know there's 2. There's been 2. I've seen the 2 already. So this one is the new one they're getting ready to come out with. They just finally showing it off for the first time. It's ready to come to market. So there's somebody they've been putting the phone out like every other year or something like that. Because it's been about 4 years since they put this thing out. The last one. Well, I mean the first one was about 4 years because the last one came out like about 2 years. I think the last one came out in 2019, 2020. I want to say somewhere right in there. Yeah. So this the new one, and do you remember the last one?
Is this Verge?
Yeah, this is Verge. Yeah, yeah.
What is this? But I told you, Q, I am not in the Android game right now.
So, but dude,
I did not know there was a second one.
But okay, I was just going to ask you, did you ever see the second one in person? Because this is what I liked about it, right? And this came out before the Moto Z Flip. This came out before the Moto Z Flip. And what I liked about this, the top screen, you see how big it is? It was actually usable. You can pull up browsers on it. Like it would run everything on that front screen. And then when Samsung put theirs out, theirs had a little teeny tiny little pill-shaped little screen. But now I'm looking at this new picture of the new one, and it looked like a a Samsung Galaxy Flip 5G. It looked like the original Galaxy Flip with the 2 cameras and the tiny screen. I don't know. I don't believe, because I don't think Motorola would go backwards like this. I don't believe that. And that looked too much like a Samsung phone to me.
Which one are you looking at? Go to the top for me.
Let's see. I'm at the top.
Because the header image is not the leaked photos.
Oh, okay, it's not. Okay, because this is where he was just. Okay, this makes sense. I say okay, because that's a Samsung phone. I don't care what nobody say. This is definitely a Samsung.
Yeah, if you scroll down to the meat of the article,
This
91 mobile.
Okay, now that makes a little bit more sense as far as an upgrade is concerned, because the first one didn't have 2 cameras on the front, and this one does.
No, it just had that one.
And it still got the big screen. So now this makes more sense. Because I was like, they would never do that. They would never go backwards like that, right? But what do you? Because I was going to ask you, had you ever saw one in person, but you said you never got a chance to play one.
I never even knew there was a second.
So it was 2 things that were very noticeable about that device, right? The first thing was when it was folded. It was very useful in its folded state, right? Unlike the Samsung one, right? And then the other thing,
like the second one was also very useful.
Yeah, and then the other thing was when it was open, there was an absence of a crease, right? So there was no crease like on the Samsung version, but there was a weird movable air bubble. Like you could never get it completely smooth because it had to be a little bit of slack in it for it to fold. You know what I mean? But so my question is. Some people like that design. Every time I see people talk about the Samsung foldables, they always talk about the crease, and they always refer back to this Moto that's creaseless, but it had that weird little air bubble in it. If you were to use a foldable device, now because you've seen your mom's fold and you've seen the crease, you see what it looked like, you felt it, right? Could you deal with something like that or that weird bubble?
I mean, if I were getting a fold, I would probably get the like the Samsung Fold, like a flip out, like a book type fold.
Right. Yeah.
I wouldn't get a flip just because that has less of a function. The only real purpose of the flip
it gets smaller.
Is to be smaller.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
When you put it in your pocket. I mean, you can use it, but come on now.
Yeah. Its purpose is to get smaller. That's what it is. It's to get more compact.
So I would definitely get a fold type of thing. I mean, I'm glad that this razor is helping the company stay afloat.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was like a one and done nostalgia hand.
Yeah, nah.
And that was it.
Nah. I remember when I first came to Northlake, because we didn't sell them at Gastonia, but when I came to Northlake, I remember customers coming in when we had tore the store apart. It was like, before the remodel. I mean, people were coming in looking for that thing. Like, yo, bro, and they actually had one on display there too. And that's the first time I got a chance to really play with one and look at and feel and look at that crease and all that stuff and at what it like there, because there's really not one there. But
I think people overreact. They see a crease, they don't have the fold yet. They don't know how much your mind would just like forget about it.
Yeah.
So they're just like, oh, here's a crease. It's like, you're not even gonna.
Right.
Next week, you won't even notice.
You won't even notice. Because it is weird because like I had to actually catch myself on this, because as much hell as I gave Apple people for that notch, because I would love breaking it up and I would throw it up in a heartbeat.
Never see it.
Right, but as a user, it makes no difference that it's there or not. Just like that, just like that crease, it bothers me 0%. I don't even know it's there. So I don't talk about notches and stuff like that no more, because I understand now. You have to grow a little bit. That's all. You have to experience stuff. You know what I mean? And listen.
I love how you're like talking to the mirror. Right now.
No, listen, right? So listen, I'm mature enough in my journey through tech to know when I was wrong about something, and I'm man enough to admit it. Listen, the notch is not a big deal. The crease is not a big deal. What's a big deal is terrible screen quality, terrible battery life. And I'm gonna tell you what is a big deal. No 120 hertz refresh rate. I'm still on that.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
I'm still on. I'm still on that. I'm still on it.
The fact that I don't know if my phone is in 120 hertz mode right now is crazy.
No. I'm
like, I don't know if I have it turned on or not. I might. I'd have to go check. I don't know.
I can tell right away. I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I can't do that.
I don't know if I still, because for a while, I just turned it off.
Right.
I didn't want it. So I don't know if I turned it back on. I think I did. I'm not sure.
That's crap. No, I can't even live life like that. No, there's no way. There's no way I can't do that, man. I can't do that. No, last two ones that I want to get into before we move into this MetaVerse stuff, because I know you are super excited about the MetaVerse stuff. We've been talking about this for a couple of years too. Microsoft and this whole idea of a fluid gaming situation. They take it to the next level, where, because they've been selling Xboxes and but they're leaning real hard into Xbox Game Pass. And how you can use that on anything. They're trying to get it pre-installed on TVs. They're not having a lot of luck with that, because you ain't gonna get it on Sony TVs, because Sony they want their own PlayStation stuff running on there. I don't know if they haven't approached Samsung or anybody else about it, but they're trying to do it. Now they got a little stick that you can buy. So instead of buying an Xbox, you buy a stick and you throw that bitch in your TV and you hook a controller to it. Now you remember that thing called Uvra? Something came out years ago.
Uva.
Yeah, you remember. It's like a little stick the same way, right? So
there's a box, I think.
Yeah, but this is what they do. What you think about this?
Google tried it and Google failed.
Well, okay, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Amazon has a box.
Yeah.
Was it Uva? Something like that. They had the box. They failed.
Yeah.
I don't know how Amazon's doing right now, but whatever.
Yeah.
People keep trying this and they fail. The difference is, Uva, Amazon, Google, they're not big gaming companies.
Right. Yes.
And the Xbox is killing it with their Game Pass.
They are.
They're putting everything behind it.
Yeah.
Steam just did their Steam Deck, and it's cool for the people who it's marketed to.
Yeah. I
feel like if anybody can get it to work, it would be Xbox.
Yeah.
But if Xbox doesn't get it to work, I'm throwing away this idea forever. Like, nobody will ever convince me.
Well, you know what? Ain't much we'll be able to say, right? Only reason why I feel like that Microsoft can get away with this is because of the already implementation of Xbox Game Pass, right? Only reason why Stadia it was weird is because I think the business model is different. With Xbox, they're saying you give us the monthly subscription, we give you all the games, right? Including the ability to play the ones that you already own on different devices, right? Google is saying, well, here's our platform. It's like net. You have to buy. Not only you got to pay a subscription to us, but you still got to buy the game from us. From the different. That's the wrong way to do it. I think. You know what I mean?
And even though the games are cheaper and stuff, they also didn't have the amount of like AAA titles that Xbox has. So Xbox has super recognizable games.
Yes.
And they're gonna have fun.
And then think about it now. So now, if you in a house and you a parent and you got 4 little boys or whatever, right? Instead of buying all these damn Xboxes, you buy 3 or 4 of these little sticks and you straight. They probably
because they're probably gonna be like $40, $50.
$40-$50 at the most, right? Yeah.
You need to buy a couple of those or buy one and make them all big TV or whatever. Yeah. I don't recommend doing that, but it's whatever.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, kids got that. I don't know about you. Back in the day, me and my brothers, we used to play the Nintendo in the same room on the same TV. These kids, they don't do that. Everybody, the kids are in a different room.
Did you know that split screen is pretty much not a thing anymore?
No, it's not. You can't. You cannot do it. In order to play together, you got to play on 2 separate TVs.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
I remember split screen and everything. I remember just be like, "Hey man, don't look on my screen."
That's right. Especially like playing like Madden and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's crazy. So to me, I think it makes perfect sense, right? Since all the kids are in separate rooms playing on separate screens, but like
makes it easier.
Yeah, and then the stick don't cost like Xbox on average costs about $400.
Oh, it's 200 and up.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, and then you got to buy 2 or 3 of them, but you buy a couple of these sticks, and then where the money is being made at is on a subscription, right? I think it's $19 a month for the full.
Actually, isn't bad. That's pretty much Netflix price.
Oh, absolutely, but you're doing it 3 times though. Now the family gonna share a Netflix account.
For every.
Oh yeah, you can't share. You can't share an Xbox. Now you can use it on different devices. But you can't have it running at multiple.
Have their own.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what
like $60 a month.
Yeah, it's like $60 a month. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's that, right? But that's where Microsoft making their money at, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be for me. If you have multiple kids, it's a tough sell.
Yeah.
If you have 1 kid, maybe even 2, not that hard of a sell.
Yeah.
My question is for you: do we go ahead and put stuff out now? And then wait for the internet to catch up, like the internet speed and stability to catch up?
Yeah.
Or do we, wait for the internet to be where it needs to be before putting out devices like this? Because that was my problem with Stadia, that it doesn't have the same stability as PlayStation does.
So here's they're attacking us in 2 different ways, right? So you got a point. The quality of the experience is going to hinge on the quality of your internet service, right? The good thing about what Microsoft is doing is that they got it optimized where they automatically lower the quality of the presentation of the game.
Who wants to play lower quality?
Well, hear me out though. It depends on who it is, right? And what they're doing. You can get away with it. Now, competition level, guys like me and you, we're going to want the full, if it can go 4K, I want to see 4K, right? Right, that's what I want to do. And but it scales to that. But it also will bring it down to 480p if that's all you're working with.
Which is why I'm not on the cloud gaming thing yet.
Yeah. See, they will sacrifice the quality over the latency, and I think that's the way that I would think about it that way too. I would rather play on a blocky kind of lower res than a laggy game. A laggy game I can't play a laggy game.
My thing was with Stadia, it was laggy, not blocky. It looked great.
Yeah.
But like I would press jump and then 10 seconds later.
See, Microsoft is a little bit different. Xbox is a little bit different. They will lower the quality, but the latency is always top notch. Now,
I could definitely deal with less quality, better stability.
Yeah. So, it's weird. It's a weird thing, but I feel like you have to, because I think the internet speed technology is too slow. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we just now getting 2 gig speeds on AT&T right now. I think we just got
2
that.
2 gig on Google Fiber as well.
And it ain't even widespread, right? And it's not widespread. Right. Everybody can't get it.
It's on certain places.
And that, to me, that's a shame, because the tech is so far advanced. It's so far ahead.
Oh, yeah.
We are running our houses pretty much on the internet now. There's no way we should be still dealing with no 1 gig speed. I mean, I got 1 gig. That's what I got, and I feel like
I don't have 1 gig.
Oh, I feel like we should put a strain on our network. And there's only 2 of us here, just me and my wife.
I literally can't get 1 gig in my neighborhood.
Wow. Yeah, we got 1 gig here, and I don't know. I think at this point in 2022, when other countries are doing 8 gig, 6 gig speeds, we should be somewhere around there. You know,
and like I said, we're pushing out devices that can handle this, that could take advantage of this, and are prepared. And it's just like it's not as widespread as it should be.
Yeah, it's rough, man. And you know what I'm gonna tell you? I think that's American greed. I think it's because it's so fractured, just like everything else. American companies are so fractured that the quality of it never improves because everybody competing against each other instead of it. Now, listen, you know how I feel. I don't like the one company thing. I don't like companies like Apple. I don't like monopoly. Right, I don't like that.
Don't want 1,000 different things. You know?
Right, you know what I mean? So it's a crazy balance, right? But I think about countries like Japan. I think there's only like 2 major internet providers, just 2, right?
I'm saying between. I don't know, 2 and 4 is a great amount of choice.
Absolutely. I think so.
For a lot of things.
Yeah.
Not everything, of course.
Yeah, not everything. But, you know, I think at the end of the day, if we're talking about making money and they talking about trying to keep up with everything that's going on, I think, you know, Microsoft's on the right track. You invent the technology, and just in case we do get some good speeds coming along the way, you already buffered out so much. So the games already can be done in high resolution. It's just that most people ain't going to be able to see them that way.
And you'll still have your pockets where, like, if you're in New York or if you're in California or in Atlanta or something, Texas, you'll still be able to buy this and use it to its fullest. So they'll still have their people.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think that'd be fine. It's just
a cool thing.
Yeah.
I hope it works out because I've seen it fail a lot.
Yeah.
Implementation fail. So I hope it works out.
I mean, you know, they going full bore into with the stick, man, and I don't know. I think it might be all right. So the last one before we get into our main story, because I know you love talking about this. And I was confused. Anytime I have questions about a story, I like to run it by you to see how you feel about it, right? So we know that Elon Musk has purchased Twitter. We know this. We know this.
My boy.
And we know that he has plans on, in his words, enhancing and making Twitter overall a better place to be. So this is what he says. This is the latest Twitter story from Elon Musk. It says Elon Musk thinks he can double Twitter's revenue through subscriptions alone. This is about Twitter Blue, people, and about other things that they're trying to implement as a Twitter exclusive for content. Now, we don't talk about Twitter Blue. We talked about, like, in our opinion, we don't think there's enough being offered on the platform to justify its price tag, right? And
I'm on it.
Oh, you own it? Oh, okay.
Twitter a lot. And it's still not enough for me.
So you pay? I mean, unless, like, you might have to, because you're a little reckless with the Twitter. You
I'm good, man.
I'm just saying,
but I say tweet what's in your mind. Don't even worry about it. Throw it out to the universe.
A little reckless with the Twitter, bro. Because I don't tweet enough to be like, oh shit, I just messed that up. I need to get that back. I need to pull that back off the Twitter sphere because it's too much. I think people might,
back nothing.
But he think that he can double the revenues. I don't even know how Twitter is making revenues now. Okay, so but he think he can double it with subscriptions. I can't see a whole lot of people subscribing to Twitter.
He already said like a week ago that he was thinking about trying to implement some way to make businesses and stuff like that, organizations, pay for Twitter. Yeah. And he got, from what I saw, he got a lot of backlash for that. Yeah. But he is a business guy.
I guess so.
He's a business and idea guy. Yeah. Not so much like creative, but he has a lot of ideas trying to make money. Yeah. Some of them are going to be wild, but he's trying. Like he's not just coming in and being like, let's just grant everybody's wishes. He's like, no, let's make some money. Yeah. Let's do some stuff. Let's do some weird stuff. We'll see what works out.
So the news. One of the stories was that NFTs will land on Instagram next week for sure. It was confirmed. Other than the subscription stuff, you think I'm pretty sure that NFTs will eventually play a part in Twitter as well.
NFTs are already on Twitter.
Yeah, well, there you go. Right. He says, whatever this new subscription service is, subscription service X, is supposed to garner 9 million subscribers next year. So he's thinking that 9 million people are willing to pay for a better Twitter experience. 9 million people. Yeah.
Because remember, Twitter Blue came out, and as much as like me and you don't use it or whatever, people are using it.
Yeah, I guess so.
You got super followers. Yeah, I've seen a lot now in the wild. Like people are paying people to look at their tweets.
That is crazy.
There's money out there to be gained.
Yeah,
and he is going to put some ideas on the table, and I feel like it's going to work.
That is insane.
It has to be small enough to not like hinder anybody.
See,
but enough that you're going to make some money off of a large amount of people.
See, I think that is what my problem is. See, I've watched so many people make so many millions of dollars on social media because they understand it. They like a lot of things that I read. It seems so silly to me. Like, why would anybody do that? But then people are making this crazy. Like the people who make the money on Instagram. And I was talking to a guy at work the other day. He was talking about he runs like a wrestling school. And he was talking about how much money he make on Facebook. I was like, what? Like,
you gotta remember, like all these things that are free.
Yeah,
people will pay to have not even a better experience, but like a special experience.
Yeah, I guess
just to be like, I'm different than you. I will pay to be different than you.
Yeah. Wow.
So I feel like that's a lot of it.
Listen, I believe 2024. Twitter gonna be it's gonna look a lot different than it looked today. I just got a feeling.
You know what would be crazy? Which they already said they weren't gonna do. But if they put the edit button on the Twitter Blue, so much money.
Now that I can see people paying for. Unless you're drunk.
But they said they weren't gonna do that. They were gonna make people pay for an edit button.
But dude, like I don't know, the temptation is too much for me. Like I know, especially with how much power Twitter got, in a public opinion, a court of public opinion, and people going back digging into old tweets. Man, please, I would unleash the beast immediately. You know what I mean? And it would be the most expensive subscription. I mean, I'm talking about $29.99.
I'm guaranteeing people pay that.
Yeah, because like the celebrity people are the ones who get the most out of Twitter anyway. $29.99 ain't much for them. I mean, for the average day, like I can't afford that.
I'm not.
Yeah, I can't play that. You know what I mean?
But every celebrity would have it. Every official, government official,
please believe
every organization.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
That's right, but I understand why you might not want to do it because it kind of makes things unfair. Because right now it's so easy to go back.
But they did say they're going to brand it and say like this tweet has been edited or something. I mean, they'll let you know,
and that's cool. But you know what? Can you still hang a person for that though? Like how we went back and found an old Keon tweet that was talking about I don't know, just something inappropriate.
I'm thinking about old tweets and I've seen some stuff and I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
But let's say you went back and you cleaned it up and it said this was edited on this day or whatever. That still let me know that something was there, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he said something,
Like if you make a mark on the wall and then you paint over it, you can see like
it was something there.
That's not the same thing.
Right,
I don't know what was there.
But I guess it's harder to kind of like, because you don't have the exact, you can't screenshot it and be like, he said this.
I don't know if you're going to be able to go back and see like the original.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Now that would
if you edit a tweet and somebody can still see the original, like you can click something and go see back the history.
See,
that'd be crazy.
That's another $10 on a subscription right there. Now we're at $49.99.
Hackers would do that. They were like, I need this. I need this.
Oh yeah. Now that would generate some. See, now I get it. See stuff like that makes sense to me, and I see the value in that. Right, I do.
Yeah.
Man, but that's too much for me. And my Twitter presence ain't that strong that I need to do any of that stuff. Like nobody really cares.
I'm already on the fence for Twitter Blue. Like I can see myself buying it. Yeah. I don't really need it. So like I'm on the fence right now. If you start adding some more features, if he starts doing some stuff, I might have to throw a couple dollars away.
I don't know. Hey, he said 9 million by 2023. So
I'd be part of that 9 million.
So there it is. You know what I mean? So listen, I just wanted to share with our smart guys and our smart girls and everybody who listens to us on the podcast. I wanted to share my first couple experiences in the MetaVerse over the weekend. So I attended. Listen, I attended 2 events. Right, I attended the Mexican wrestling AAA big wrestling show situation that they had. It was actually provided by Facebook. As a matter of fact, it was on Facebook venues that I went to that. And dude, like it was at first. I'm just gonna be completely honest, King. You might think I'm crazy, but I'm starting to get it, right? So at first it felt weird. You got a big headset on, you in this weird space, and you're watching the event. And what's cool about watching the event this way is they make it seem like you are actually at the event. The camera angles and stuff make it feel like you're really at the event. That's one thing. The other part of the experience that was weird is that after a few minutes, when you start talking to other people and listen to the conversations, especially the wrestling event, as a wrestling, it was you around other wrestling fans. So everybody just talking. We just having conversation about the wrestlers and stuff. And people they're consuming their little drinks. And 20 minutes in, dude, I completely forgot that I was in VR, bro. I thought I was at a homie's house. I did. I'm dead. I was dead serious, bro. I'm dead serious. We was joking. We was laughing. We was watching the event. We was reacting to it. It was. I'm gonna be. Look, it was pretty amazing, bro. It was pretty amazing.
Can't.
It was. Listen. It was.
I can't.
It was pretty damn amazing.
Did you create that avatar?
Huh? Well, you have to. You have to. You can't get in without one.
Is it like realistic stuff or are people going crazy?
Well, Facebook, the Facebook stuff is kind of, you got to be like, everybody got to be a human. You can't be a furry and nothing like that. Like, you can't be nothing wild. Everybody's
Russia's in the building.
Russia's in the building.
The same way I'm feeling.
Listen, I'm telling you, y'all laughing. Y'all laugh, but you got to do it. And I'm gonna tell you what took it over.
I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got no Oculus.
I'm gonna tell you what took it over the top. So the wrestling event was dope. It was the first one. That was on Friday, I think it was. Saturday night, I just happened to be in Altspace VR. That's the app I was using, and I got it. Yeah, Altspace, and I got invited to the Canelo Alvarez versus Levito boxing match. Somebody invited me to that, so I go here, and this is all used. Now, Altspace is different from Facebook because it's user created stuff. So somebody created this bar atmosphere. They had the music playing. They had the damn fight on this big ass screen on the side of a building. Yo, the vibe was crazy, bro. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, it was really cool, and I'm like. Like, when I go to MetaVerse just to hang out and chill and make like new, probably not. But to go to to watch a boxing match or a wrestling event or whatever with some random folk. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool because I know somebody like me.
Why did they have drinks?
Huh?
That's what I need to know. Why did y'all have drinks?
Well, no, you don't see the drinks and stuff. Like, people are just drinking them in real life. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see them in the thing. And then like, they ain't no fake cartoon drinks.
I thought they were like fake drinks. I was like, what is this?
No. Mm-mm. No. But like, people was like drinking in real life. So people was like, they were getting a little wasted. Like, you could definitely tell. You know what I'm saying? So, I was just like,
their avatar start leading to the left.
No, they start talking louder and louder. You know how people get when they get the drinking and whatnot. You know what I mean? But listen though, the point I'm trying to make, like I knew you was gonna have a good time. I knew you was gonna think this was funny as hell, right? I knew you was gonna think. Listen, the point I'm trying to make is like when they first started talking about this stuff, we thought it was goofy, right? And I'm gonna tell you, I've seen things because I've been kind of poking around. They're building a mall in well, they got like three different MetaVerse things that you can really play around in. Three big ones. Yeah. There's the Facebook one, there's the Altspace one, and there's like a VR chat one. They're super popular. But they're building this gigantic mall, and so this black-owned dude, you can tell he has stuff all over billboards and everything. He's selling like NFTs, he's selling crypto trades. He's making real money inside of this thing, and it's like one big store and 2 or 3 little stores in there, right? There's even sneakerhead guys, those guys who buy those shoes. There's dudes in there selling shoes in there, bro. Like we thought this MetaVerse thing was it's very real, bro. It sounds like very real.
A 3D implementation of a website. So instead of going to like locker.com and buying a shoe, I walk into the VR locker and
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And the point that's cool is that you don't really have to put a headset on to experience it. You can actually do it from the computer as well.
I've done that before. I've actually, when I was heavier into NFT space, we had like a whole museum, not an art little show, and you can walk around and see. It's the whole thing.
listen.
I did it through my computer.
Listen, that VR stuff was cool. And then like I saw the new thing that just came out with over the last week. I was late to the party, but they had this thing called Horizon Workrooms. So basically, you got this like fancy desk, and your real computer screen pops out of it. And then you push a button on the desk, a door opens up, and your real keyboard, your physical keyboard, kind of shows through the VR, so you can still use it. And then when you invite other people to come in, your desk starts to expand, and it becomes like a conference room. They got like a whiteboard. They got like, all kind of monitors over it, so the people on Zoom can still participate. Yo, that VR stuff is wild, bro. But I'm telling you, though, that watching that boxing match, yeah, and hanging out with those strange ass dudes or whatever, just having weird conversations and whatnot. I'm telling you, it was the craziest shit I've ever experienced in my life, bro. I mean, I'm telling you, about a half hour in, you will forget that you are in VR space.
I doubt that.
No, I'm just telling you.
What up, Mark?
It's still fresh in my mind. Man. It's still fresh in my mind, man. I'm telling you. Like I said, I don't know if I would just go in there just to be like, well, I'm putting my headset on, I'm escaping reality, I'm going into the Oasis just to hang out. No, like it was a wrestling thing, and it was a boxing match, and I went, and
it's not cool.
Yeah,
it's not something I'm gonna write off. It's not something I'm had yet, but
Mark, I'm telling you, bro. I know all y'all, you, Dave, Keon. Yeah, I know. y'all looking at me like I'm some kind of nut job, but I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, you're just the first one.
That's it.
You're paving the way for us.
And so listen,
we're gonna be like, man, I remember when Q said this a year ago.
That's right.
I don't know why I wasn't.
That's right. Because listen, they got some crazy stuff that I wouldn't dare step my toe in, like the raves.
See, that's probably what I need to go.
The raves and the clubs and stuff. Yeah, see now.
Yeah, that's probably what I need to go see.
I think that'll mess me up a little bit. See, now I'm scared to kind of step into that because I'm scared of what's going to happen and what I'm going to see, right? but I figured the wrestling show was a safe bet. I figured the boxing match was a safe bet. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to a rave. I'm gonna drink some of my other paraphernalia in real life, and I'm gonna have some fun.
No, it's not. See, no, Mark, you want some other stuff. He's like.
Resolution getting that?
No, bro. I mean, listen, I don't know. Maybe you did see something like that. That's not what I saw. He said, I thought they were getting faded too, screen getting blurry. Nah, I didn't see that like that. I was under the impression, because listening to what people were saying, and I could hear like the glasses and the bottles opening and stuff. Yeah. That they were drinking like in real life. They were, having a couple of cold ones while they were watching the match. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, weirdly, is that it's a lot of technology.
Yeah.
Like, you got to make sure, like, you can only hear your own space, but when you get near somebody, you can hear their space.
Yeah.
I didn't know this stuff had microphones.
Oh, yeah. It's like spatial audio to the like third degree. It's crazy. Yeah. Like, you can walk a few steps over here and join this conversation, but you can still faintly hear what they're saying over there. You know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy.
Like, it's nuts, man.
I didn't know like the Oculus and stuff had microphones and stuff in them.
Yeah. It is crazy. And I'm going to tell you, I know, look, all y'all laugh. I'm telling you, I'm going to look at the event schedule for next weekend and see if there's anything, but I'm not going to.
You got to tell me if there's like a rave or something.
I'll go out
and get an Oculus.
I always see the raves and stuff on the board. I always see the clubs. And, I actually went to, so basically what you can do is you will see an event, and you can actually, depending on which app you use, you can create a private instance of that so you can see it, right? So one of the bigger clubs that I heard bad things about that I would never go in because I ain't brave enough yet. I created an instance of it so I can go in and see what it looked like. And it was really nice. I mean, big space, laser beams, big screens everywhere. DJs, real live.
You're in there by yourself.
Yeah, nobody's there with me. Yeah, and like DJs, it was very nice. I mean, like stripper poles, the whole nine.
You invite somebody into your.
You can, yeah. Okay. Yeah. But the main one is the one that's got the real DJs there and the real stuff happening, right? So I mean, it's crazy. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of chill. Like I said, the two events that I went to were dope. I had a good time. You know what I'm saying?
A free idea for any developer out there listening. If you know how to code and you can get into the code and start making custom clothes, go ahead and start selling that.
Yeah.
You get people there so they can dress up to the nines, go out to the club.
You know it's coming.
Girls.
You know it's coming. You know it's coming. And I think the most people, especially the ones who are interested in doing that, they will go to these little virtual clubs. I'm just thinking about it this way, right? The only part that's kind of weird about it, like traditionally you'll go to the club, you'll meet people, you'll want to have some kind of physical interaction with them, right? You ain't really gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? But just to be around other people without really being around other people, it's pretty dope.
But this is a good way, like especially if you're in like the dating scene, trying to meet somebody.
Oh yeah.
You can meet somebody here, hear their voice, see their personality, kind of without going out, and then you can make a plan to meet in person.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, a dude shows up.
You're like, whoa, you don't look like your avatar.
Right.
Are you Dragon Killer 4 o'clock?
I know, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought it was. They had game shows in there, bro. They had this black girl was doing some game show that was like some super black thing where it was some, I don't know. I saw it, but I was like, I popped in and I was like, nah, that's a little too much for me. Maybe it's like, somebody like Dave Rushing would like that, He would go in there, and do that thing. But I was like, nah. But like I said, the wrestling show was dope. The boxing match was fun. All in all, I wanted to share that with them on the podcast. I was like, that's dope. I really wasn't thinking about it at the time, but because I didn't want to disrespect nobody. Because people are weird about you recording footage and stuff inside these things. Yeah. But I want because it was so cool. I did want to record some of it so I can kind of show people what I was doing. But one of the signs on the door they're like, no, don't be recording stuff because people, so that's how the whole thing.
Oh my God!
So you can't record stuff, man.
Wow.
So when you get listen, you ain't even got to go and buy no Oculus. You got a PlayStation, right? Get the PlayStation one, and you can do it the same thing with that one, right?
No, because I want to play. If I do keep it, I want to be able to play Beat Saber.
Oh, okay, yeah. So anyway, fellas, I'm glad everybody came out. I know y'all came out just to laugh at me. That's cool, but that's dope. But I'm glad y'all came out. And for the folks who's hitting me up, who listen to the audio podcast, saying how the commercials come on at weird times where we in the middle of saying something and a commercial play for 2 minutes and then we get back, to the thing and then I forgot what we was talking about. Listen, I don't decide where the commercials go. Like I know a lot of times when I'm doing Bigg Q's World, I can say, well, this is normally where the ads go, and I give myself a pause. When we talking, me and you, I don't know where they're gonna put the ads in. So I apologize to people who be listening, and they be like, "Yo, get this jointed because the commercial come on." My bad. You got to talk to Red Circle about that. That ain't me. I'm not doing that. Yeah. Man. So that's why I'm making. That's all I got this week. Where you at, bro?
Hey man, I hope to stay busy. I've got other stuff going on in my world right now. But as always, connect both of us on Twitter and YouTube. Yeah. And anywhere else. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man. That's it,
man. So listen, I know I saw a little cryptic little message. I don't know if I saw it on Twitter or if I saw it somewhere else, but it looked like your boy Dave and the missus getting ready to. But they get ready to come back with the podcast, so that might be something to look forward to. So good luck with that. I don't know if they don't started recording yet or not, but I'm excited for that. That's pretty dope. But other than that, man, we're gonna be out here. We'll see y'all next time. We out. Peace. Hit stop on that, and then where'd it go? Where'd you go, buddy? Come back.